as a quote unquote homer. I'm not gonna, oh no, that was great and always half glass full and we're the best. No, that's
I don't think we do that. That's what's funny.
No, we don't. We've never done
homer,
that.
by the way. Yeah, it's
yeah.
weird.
Well, either way, you did a great job triggering.
All right, welcome back into Trigger Who You Want. I'm Conrad Dino alongside Chuck Wagon and Big Tones, and it's time. It is time for some comments, some questions, some concerns about our show, about the player pool, whatever you want. And we got a good one. This one is from Mikey C. He's going to go at all of us. He says, all three of these guys are homers.
Is this Mikey V or Mikey C?
Mikey Morris. All three of these guys are homers. I love that.
You didn't. You didn't, did you?
Just took us straight.
Oh, Mikey man.
Who's addressing this first? Go ahead.
I can tell you one thing right now. In terms of homers, I feel that I have to go so far in the opposite direction to prove that I am not, almost to the detriment of my word. You know, like the last thing I want to do is favor a team because they're home. If anything, I have higher expectations as a quote unquote homer. I'm not gonna, oh no, that was great and always half glass full and we're the best. No, that's
I don't think we do that. That's what's funny.
No, we don't. We've never done
homer,
that.
by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, either way, you did a great job triggering.
Yeah.
Mikey, whether it's C or V or whoever it is, maybe Charlie is a homer, but you're talking to the wrong guy here, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I want to know what one comment that he thinks all three of us said that falls into the homer.
Well, you were a homer. That I will vouch for him. You were a homer during like the Berhalter World Cup run. That was you were a full on homer. You were Kool-Aid.
Who? It's Big Tones or me?
No. In the World Cup qualifying run, you were all like, "No, they're doing fantastic. They're a young squad." Yeah, you kept going on and on about it.
I don't remember that. This is
No, you were ultra positive. It was good. It was nice to see, but yeah, you were a homer.
Well, I like to have balance, Chuck. There's balance. You can't be super negative the whole time, and you can't be sunshine and rainbows and puppy dogs.
I know, it's too easy. It's too easy.
Okay, fine. You got me.
It's way too easy to get him. Oh my God.
All right, we got one from the live chat. This is from this show. K Plum says,
I got a whale.
Tuchel would have been a better hire than Pochettino. Not
that's
for
a hot
Christian
take.
Pulisic. Tuchel didn't like Christian Pulisic at Chelsea. Didn't play him. Maybe they could have figured it out at the national team level, but I already strongly disagree. When Pochettino's always been a fan of Christian Pulisic. That's all I'm saying. I'm not agreeing to this one.
Two very different styles. And, would you say there's the whole culture fit? Do you think he would get the most out of the players? Or do you think he'd come in and say, this is what we are. This is the rigid, tactics I have, and we're going to go my way or the highway. And would that work with this group? And I don't think it would. I honestly don't.
It always ends sour with him.
And I think that's what we would have had.
Yeah.
A sour.
I don't know if that's going to trigger.
Pool.
I would disagree. That's all. A sour player pool.
A
sour player pool.
All right.
Here's that one.
Here's another one. This one's from Dalton. Okay. And Chuck and I glanced this one
always
early.
Up in the comments.
Dalton says Weston McKennie is more influential when he's at his best than Christian Pulisic.
Okay.
Chuck?
Well,
is this going to trigger you? Are you triggered by this?
I'm not. I'm above this. So Weston McKennie is more influential than when he's at his best. When Christian is in a hole or in a rut and has no confidence or is injured, yes. But we all know, we saw Christian play at AC Milan last season and how good he was. He took Serie A by storm, and he's Milan's best player now. And sure, Milan's not where they were when they won the Scudetto a few years ago, but Christian Pulisic is the real deal. And leave it at that. We've seen him come up in the big moments with the U.S. men's national team as well. Let's not forget those big moments in Man in the Mirror and Nations League and scoring those big goals. The World Cup against Iran. So I'm a huge fan of both of them. And I see the value, the impact, the growth in both.
What a homer. You're such a homer.
Christian Pulisic is the better player between the two.
At their peak.
Yes, when they're at their best.
Yeah.
When they're both at their best, for me, I'll take it in maybe a slightly different angle. They're both equally as influential in what they do. Christian inherently is going to put up numbers when he's at his best, right? And those are going to look sexy, and it's going to be goals and assists. But the work that Weston McKennie does on the field, there's not a real number, right, that you can equate to what Weston McKennie does on the field. A lot of it is the eyeball test and the work that he does. So I think they're both equally as influential for the national team when they're playing their best. So maybe just a different take on it, different angle.
Very diplomatic there.
No, that's a homer.
No, but Christian is better because he plays for a better club. That's the
gotcha.
And that's Milan. How about that one? There you go.
Okay, I'll take that.
Charlie above this, Chuck Wagon Davies. I love that.
Yeah, appreciate you, Anthony. He's a real one. He knows.
Chuck is above this. All right, let's move on to Kenyon. Kenyon says, Kevin Sullivan is the USA's Lamine Yamal, so we should start him in the 2026 World Cup. Not just we should take him to the 2026 World Cup. I'm
gonna flip this computer and throw it off the building.
Go ahead, Chuck. Chuck's triggered.
Kenyon, have you seen what Lamine Yamal's doing right now? Come on, man. This guy has one less goal contribution than Lionel Messi at his best at the same age. Or how is it? 50 appearances. Let's be real. Lamine Yamal is from a different planet at the moment. He is incredible in every facet of the game. Nowhere near. Kevin Sullivan's playing in MLS Next Pro. What? Against a Union team that can't even make the playoffs. Let's be real. Are you crazy?
Got him.
Come on, man.
That. Chuck was not above that. That is right in his wheelhouse for being triggered.
So you're not going to start him in 26?
No. My man doesn't even start in the Union. How are we going to start him with the U.S. men's national team? Doesn't even start over his brother. Come on.
Let's give him some time. Who's that, Kenyon? Let's give him just a little bit of time to develop. How about we do that?
8 more years. Yeah. How about that? Yeah, 2 more World Cup cycles.
Yeah.
God,
2 more World
Cup.
How
are we talking about the national team? He's not even playing with the Union. Like, it's one thing if he's even playing. We're not even saying if he's playing well.
Like if he's I agree with you.
Starting for the Union.
Yeah, if he was owning it with the Union. Right,
yeah.
right. How old is he again? 15, 16, how old is he? I don't even know.
I think he's 14 still.
14?
Yeah, he might be just 15, but he's.
Let's start him in 2026.
Come on.
let's hype him up. Put all the pressure.
He's 15 years old.
He's 15. Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah. So 6 years. So 6 years till the next World Cup. So he's going to be 21.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
If Kenyon just
coming right into his Lamine Yamal phase. Perfect.
2030. Let's say 2030. That's what Kenyon should have said. 2030 World Cup. All right. This next one is from C. Gom. And Seagom says, we are 3 to 4 Pulisic level players away from being able to make the quarterfinals of the next World Cup. Even at home, we are miles away from making it that far.
I'm going to let you take that one.
Woo!
Go ahead.
I'll go first. I'll go first a little bit. I'll tee you up. So what I'll say here is, with the format being changed, it's going to be a little bit easier to get out of your group. And then if you can win your group, you get into the round of 32, and then you just never know. I'll say that. I think we have the talent to make a run into the quarterfinals. We got to the round of 16 in the last World Cup. So you'd like to think, on paper, in theory, whatever you want to say, that experience will help guide us to being even better the next time around. Now I'm going to pass it over to Big Tones, who actually played in the 1994 World Cup, the last time we hosted one on the men's side. And Big Tones, playing at home is just a different gravy. It gives you a little different jolt, I assume.
Yeah, and there's a different pressure as well to playing
true.
At home. But if we just take this particular team and see what they did as what were we, the second youngest team in the 22 World Cup, and seeing what they did to get out of the round, what leads you to believe that this group, with some tweaks and getting back to form, can't get to a quarterfinal of the World Cup? I think it's a bare minimum. But yeah, look, I wholeheartedly disagree that if you're thinking you're going to develop 3 or 4 Pulisic-like levels, unless you think the players in here the Gios, the Weahs, the McKennies, the Adamses need to get to Pulisic's level. If that's what you're talking about, okay, I can understand. But if it's like 3 or 4 other players coming out of the woodwork that are going to be Christian Pulisic, we may as well play Kevin Sullivan in the next World Cup and just scrap it at that point and get his World Cup experience in there. I disagree with this statement. For sure.
Slonina and
All right.
goal.
That was
Kevin
a
Sullivan
slight trigger from Tony. Okay,
Yeah,
I like it.
He raised his voice a little bit, Chuck.
Yeah. He said, I don't know. I don't get it. Okay. If they like that, then I just don't know where that comment came from. Okay.
So bare minimum's quarterfinals. I think we're all in agreement there.
Bare minimum.
100%.
Bare minimum.
You hire Mauricio Pochettino to get you to the round of 32. Get out of here. You're hiring him to get you to at minimum
quarterfinals.
quarterfinals on home soil.
100%.
At minimum.
100%.
Minimum.